Hi everybody. I am here with first of the season for me Halloween project, so I'm kind of excited. I am a guest designer for Pink Monarch Prints. My name is Pam. I'm with Silver and Sparkles, and I hope you love this project. If you do, please feel free to go check out my YouTube channel as well. So let's jump in. This is technically what I would call a one-page wonder because the folio itself is made with one piece of paper. But full disclosure, of course, I did use lots of other little pieces of paper to make all of the tuck spots. This pocket here is made with the paper for the folio, but you know, I added a belly band and lots of embellishments, some journaling spots, things like that. So it's a one sheet, but to make the folio, but you'll need other pieces of paper, scraps, or things that you want to use to decorate and finish up the folio. I am using the neutral Halloween papers and the black and white Halloween fussy cuts. Both of these are available on Pink Monarch Prints Etsy shop. And they'll be linked for you in the description so that you can find the papers I used. Feel free to use whatever papers you'd like. And if you don't want to make a Halloween theme one, you can make this with other papers as well. It turns out great. With any paper. Okay, so I'm going to set mine aside. We'll refer back to it later. We are going to do a little bit of scoring, but it's not hard. The first thing is to make this, I am using a piece of paper that measures 10¼ inches by 8 inches. Okay, 10¼ by 8. And on that 10¼ side is where we're gonna score. I did pick a paper that has some directionality to it. So these pumpkins and flowers will be end up sideways. And if that bothers you, pick papers that don't have any directionality, like this one can go any way. I did print on both sides because I wanted my folio to have lots of pattern. So things to consider as you go. Okay, so we're gonna score along the 10¼ inch side, and we're gonna score at 2½ inches, at 5 inches, and at 7 3/4. Okay, and that's all the scoring. So not too hard. Okay, and then let's go ahead and fold on our score lines. Make sure it's nice and straight each time we fold. I always double check and make sure everything's lining up before I really crease it down. Sometimes, I don't know why, but when I score, it gets a little crooked. Okay. All right, so now we have a piece of paper, and I just kind of fold it back and forth all the different ways, and we'll figure out how we want to fold it up here in a minute. It does have a little bit of where they're not even, and that's my original is the same way. It's kind of hard to see that right there. And I like it like that, so that's why I folded it that way. Okay, and I guess now is the time to decide what do I want, you know, which side of the paper do I want on the front. And I think I'm going to do it this way so that some of this tan paper ends up here. Everything folds together nicely. All right. Okay, before we do anything else, we are going to mark and do 2 cuts. So once you know, I want this to be my front panel, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take my ruler and a pencil. And I know this is going to be hard to see on camera, but from the top, this left-hand corner, I'm going to mark it straight as I can at 3 inches. And I'll do that a couple of times and draw a line. Now, like I said, I know this is gonna be it's really hard for me to see on this paper. You know what, we'll flip it over and do it on this side. It may be easier to see. At 3 inches, and I'm marking it twice just so I can hopefully get a nice straight line. Okay. So now remember, this is my front panel, and I'm going to cut on this line right up to the score line. We're not cutting it out, we're just cutting like that, and that's going to make one of our flaps. Okay. Now on this side, I want to come down 4 1/4 inches and do the same thing. I am going to flip the paper over just so that we can see it a little bit easier. We'll do 4 1/4, 4 1/4. Okay, and then draw a line. Now, if you draw your line and you've got different kind of paper and you're gonna see that the line really well, that's why I used a pencil. You can just go back and erase. I also tend to ink mine. I won't spend a lot of time on camera inking, but I've already inked around the edges, and I would come through here and ink all my creases and all my edges like this, and that would most likely cover up the pencil line if you see it, or you can erase it. Okay, so again, on your project, if you like inked edges, go ahead and take a minute and ink everywhere you folded. Like I said, I'm not gonna spend as much time as I normally would inking, because we'll just move on. But if you guys have watched me craft before, you do know I like a nice inked edge. And I'm using, let's see, walnut stain, Distress Oxide. That's the color I'm using. And so one question I get asked a lot, this is a 90-pound cardstock. So it's definitely not copy paper weight, right? It has some weight to it, but it's not super duper thick. But I think it's a good weight for this project. And that's what I normally craft with most of the time. Okay, so there we go. Now, I'm gonna lay it back out. And again, the way I'm folding mine up, this is the front, but I'm just gonna completely open it up. And we're gonna fold this, this piece to the back. So it looks like this, because this is going to come our little pocket that is on the front. So let me show you one more time. This was the one we cut at 3 inches. This one we cut at 4 1/4. Flip the 4 1/4 piece back, and then grab some kind of punch. I'm going to use a 1-inch circle punch, and I'm just going to make a little notch so that you can see there's a pocket there. Okay. And I find it easier to just go ahead and let's just glue this pocket down, and then we don't get confused about where we're at with our folio. Okay, so it's gonna flip back like this. So just all you need is to add glue to the top and the bottom of this flap to create a side load pocket. Super easy. Okay. So we're back here. So now the way I like to fold mine up is I like this flap to come in. I like this flap to come in and then fold it over and then close it. Okay, so now our folio is constructed. It opens here, here, and here. Now we are going to have a lot of fun decorating it. So I have already planned, well, I didn't really think about where I'm going to put everything, but I have a bunch of pieces that already prepped to just make it go a little bit quicker, and to show you how I decorate this fabulous little folio. Okay, so let's start on the front. And I do like putting some kind of little tab here. I think I punched this out of one of the papers that has the little ghosts on it. It's too cute, isn't it? If you don't have a punch, a whale punch that punches a tab out for you, you can, let me just grab a scrap of paper. You can make your own tab. This one was already actually folded over a little bit. So just cut a rectangular piece of paper, rectangular. And then I want mine to be, let's say, let's make it 1.25 inches. Okay, so now I have basically it's a almost 1.25 by 1.25 inch square, folded in half, and that honestly right there could be a tab. That would look really cute on this folio, just like that, wouldn't it? You can also round the corners. You could angle them, you could chop them. You know, there's so many things you can do. I'm going to use the 1/4 inch, and I just barely snipped off the corners to round them. And look at that. We have a little tab. I'll use that one instead of the whale punch. Just to show you, you don't have to have the fancy punches and you can still make a project that's really cute. Okay, on my original, I had the tab stick out some. I'll do that with this one too. So just hold it closely and we're gonna glue it down. If you want to decorate the front of your cover before you put your tab down, you can wait and do that. I kind of already know how I want to decorate the front of mine, so I wasn't too worried about it. Okay, so I'm going to do a side load pocket here on the front cover, just like I did on my sample. And I'm, again, just using papers, some of the different papers from that Neutral Halloween paper kit. This would be so nice with papers that have all kinds of color and pattern. So again, feel free to use whatever you have on hand. The only real color I got on my original one is I did add a couple little pieces of orange ribbon here and there. But that's, again, optional. And I don't know. We'll see if I have any orange ribbon to put on this one. And then I am going to put a little, let's see, I don't know which one I had planned for this, a little journaling card in here. Yeah, that fits in there. Might be a little wide, but I'll put that in there for now. And then if you want to use one of the fussy cuts to decorate, like I did on this one, you can. So I think I'm going to put these pumpkins right here just to give it a little extra. Now I do want to be careful not to glue my pocket closed. So I'm just going to add some glue just to the edge of this one and stick it down. And I'm going to make sure I did not glue my pocket closed. We're good. Isn't that cute? All right, so the next place we'll go will be to decorate this pocket right here. And what I did with this one is I kind of left it a little neutral because this was a lighter paper, thinking, you know, I could write or put a fun quote about Halloween or something in there. But I definitely used darker paper on this folio. So we'll come up with some kind of decoration, and maybe it'll just be one of the fussy cuts. I will tell you, I like this black hat. I printed the fussy cuts. You get 2 sheets. I printed one at the normal size, which is this, and then I also printed them at a 60% size because I wanted some that were a little bit smaller for some different parts of the project. So when you have embellishments like that, you certainly can print them at different sizes to get different looks if you want to. I'm going to put, just to give this a pop of color, I'm going to pop a piece of this orange silk ribbon I have sitting here on my desk left from when I was making the other folio. I think it'll look cute. And to save me a little bit of time and from fiddling, I'm just going to staple it on. I don't mind having a staple. All right, I'm just going to glue that down and not going to worry too much about it. This is the super fun part, just picking different pieces from the papers that you have to decorate. All right, and I think I ended up with a card that will fit in this pocket. I don't know if this one was it or not. I have several different pieces, but we'll just put this one in there for now. So we've got another little card in there. And then on this panel, on the original, again, I just put one of the fuzzy cuts and it just looks great. I'm gonna put that hat right there, witch's hat. Some of the other panels, we're going to make pockets and tuck spots, so don't worry. We're gonna have lots of fun interactive pieces. Now, let's go ahead and open it up. I'm gonna do a belly band right here. And again, this is just a strip of paper that's 8 inches by 1 inch wide. And I'm just gonna attach it at the top and the bottom so I can put a large journal card under here. And I've already decorated it. I'm gonna wait till that glue holds with this fun little clock. I do want to add something. I did the spider web on the original one. I think I'm just gonna put this clock face here, but I do want to find, I think that's it. It's supposed to be 11:15, I believe. And you can put it wherever you want. I'm gonna put it towards the top. Again, I don't want to accidentally glue closed my belly band. So grab a piece of paper and make sure you're okay and the glue didn't ooze out on you. All right, and we'll put this journal card in there. Okay. And then for this panel, I could do this in any order I want to. There's no right or wrong. I think I want the little ghosts. So I'm just going to use a rectangle. This is about 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch by 2.5. Just a little rectangle, and we'll put glue on 3 sides. And all of these, if you want, you could add more decoration, a word, another fussy cut. But I think with the little tiny, ghost, it's cute. This is where I did a journaling spot in the original, and I think that would be a good thing to do here. We need a piece of paper that is a little more to the neutral side. Let me see. I didn't pre-cut one for that, so let's do that really quick. I'm going to just tear it. I'm using the folio itself to help me see how wide I want this to be. And I want it to nestle right in here. And now that I'm thinking about it, I may have done that one. I did, look. That was supposed to go right here. I'll find something else to tuck in that spot. And I've already even put a little strip to give it the idea of a little pad of paper maybe, or a little Post-it note that we've stuck. And I wanted it to just come down to about where the top of this one is, this flap. So it ends up being with the topper, just a smidge over 4 inches tall. Okay, now down here, I'm going to put a circle and make this a tuck spot. And I do want to, maybe we'll use the witch. We'll use the witch. We'll make the witch the tuck spot. I didn't even know I had that. That way I don't have too many ghosts. Of course, can you really have too many ghosts on Halloween? Now this is really just kind of a tuck spot. I'm just putting glue right along the bottom, and this is almost a circle, right along the bottom, and that way we can tuck something in there. And like we could tuck an owl. He looks cute in there. And I think I had a little piece of paper prepped to also go in here. So we'll just put those ghosts in there for now. Okay. Now on this pocket and this pocket, our flap, we're going to do some angled pockets. So I cut a rectangle and then sliced it. So the rectangle is 3.5 by 2 1/4. And then I came, a little more than 1/4 of an inch down, and I just cut it at an angle. Wherever your paper, it seems good to you, it'll fit in here because it's the right width. And then this one is going to be a tuck spot that goes in this corner. So this one is a pocket this way, and this is a tuck spot that comes up to the top. So that's an easy way to just take one rectangle and make yourself a pocket and a tuck spot. And they fit here nicely. And then again, this one, I'm only going to add glue to the bottom in this one side, and that gives me a little more space than if I added the glue here as well. It gives us the full width of this flap if we need it. I don't know if we need it. And I think this cute little journaling card here, I had intended to go right there. And I just happened to use the same image, just the 60% and the large one. But I think that's cute. It's like the mom and daddy and the babies. All right, I need a little something to go in this pocket. And I want to put something in this tuck spot. Maybe we'll just tuck this fella right there. And if you want, you can tear, again, a piece of paper, maybe for journaling or something like that, that's a little more neutral up in there too. Okay, we've got lots of cute things. Now, I'm going to dig through, like this little pumpkin. I like that, and I'm going to decorate on top of the patterns. It doesn't really need it, but how cute is that? And I'm out of that orange ribbon, I believe, so I'm not going to worry about putting any ribbon in this one right now. I did the tiny bit, I think I did somewhere, on the cat that'll show on the front. But if you want more pops of color, go for it. All right, so this is going to open up. So now I just need something here. And I believe on this one, on the inside, I did a pocket. I really thought I had prepped everything I needed, but obviously I missed a few things, or I used them for other things. But we'll just make this a little tuck spot. It'll be for some little tiny treasures right there. So nothing big is going to fit in here, but we'll put a skull and a witch hat. Cute. And I'm not going to worry about decorating that pocket. Okay, now on this flap, what should we put? I have this lovely circle that I didn't use that might look really cute. Why don't we do that? We'll put the circle and this little girl and her jack-o'-lantern. And like I said, I had already taken the time to ink around most of these pieces that I'm putting in here, just to make it go a little bit quicker while we were crafting today. But I hope when you're making yours, again, if you want to ink, if you want to decorate your journaling cards a little more than just having, you know, pieces of paper, you know, you can do that. I envision this folio being tucked inside probably a larger journal pocket, or even as a standalone item. I think it's really cute. But I wanted to show you one other idea that you could do with these if you wanted to. This could be actually mounted on a journal page. So let me grab one of my journals. Let's see, I don't even know which one this is. If you wanted to, you could mount this onto a journal page. I don't know what's happening to this poor fella. This is just a personal one of mine. This had actually been a book of my mother's. And I've been writing in it, but it's definitely cracking apart. So if I glued this down, this whole back panel here, when you got to this page of the journal, you would have this fun interactive element that would open just like that in your journal. And I think that's pretty exciting, or I would find it exciting. Depending on how you mount it, you could also, I guess, leave it open and have a tuck spot here. But just lots of options, lots of things that you could do. It could also, I don't know if I have a pocket anywhere in this journal. It could also tuck, it doesn't fit in this one, but it could tuck inside a pocket. Okay, so just a couple of things to consider when you're making yours. I hope you like this one, and you'll find ways to use it when you're making journals. And yeah, I hope you like it. And I was excited to get started on fall crafts, so I hope you guys are too. Have a great day, everybody. And Anna and Elena, thank you for having me.